Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, your busy day, and sitting here with the four of us. I know you're going to walk away with nuggets today. I know I also say this every week. Today is special, and you're going to see why, and I think you'll agree with me by the time we're done, right before 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Number one, everyone walks away a winner, okay, which is unique. Usually we have a contest at the end, but today we're going to speak at the end about how you all are a winner. So everyone can walk away with a free prospecting book on us, and then with your first application with Banner on Insure Me Now Direct, you get your choice of Apple AirPods or the new Amazon, they call them Echo Buds, which is their version of the Apple AirPods. So you get to pick. I have full stock here in the office, so we'll mail those out as soon as you place your first application on Insure Me Now Direct's platform. Okay, so great stuff to come. What we're doing today, yes, it's the official launch of Banner Life and Insure Me Now Direct with the same competitive term product that you're used to seeing on all of the quote engines, on our website and quoting engine. So this is a once in a lifetime. And the reason why I say this is because if you think back, if you've been with us for a long time, right, I had this dream just over 10 years ago, and the dream was that why can't insurance agents use Amazon type of platform to market to their database, their network, family, friends? And why can't their friend or consumer or prospect go on their website, run a quote for a competitive product, apply online, get an instant decision, okay? You wake up in the morning and you see that you sold a new term life policy. Okay, so there was this dream, and the problem was at that time the carriers weren't ready. Technology was, underwriting departments didn't have everything in line. In fact, they thought I was crazy. They said, Bill, this will never happen. We've seen this on the health insurance side, but it's never going to happen on the life side. Okay, but I didn't give up. I literally spoke to 90 of our carriers, 90, and there was one company that said, Bill, I love what you're doing. We want in. And that was all we needed. So we launched Insure Me Now Direct with one term product. Now, the problem was it was a decreasing term product. Okay, well, back then you could say, mortgage protection, yes, there's a fit. I can see how this can work. And it did work. Okay, and it was enough to get the second carrier on board and the third. And, we still had some great companies, some great products on the platform. Okay, and we were making progress, so to speak, but we never had a household name carrier that has the most competitive product in the space like a Banner Life term product. That was the only issue. Okay. So, yes, great products, great supplemental products, great carriers, of course, but again, not the number one in the space. So that's why today is such a big deal. We've always been a partner with Banner Life on the traditional term insurance side, of course, as you know. In fact, we were considered a direct BGA even back when I started almost 25 years ago. So it's funny how everything has come full circle. And now today we're launching Banner on Insure Me Now Direct. So it's an amazing time. It's an amazing time for you all as well. And the reason why, and just kind of think about this 100-foot overview, it doesn't matter if you're focused on the final expense side, if you're a third bedroom term agent from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, right? And you work 10 to 3 p.m. every day, whatever it is. If you're a CFP and you're focused on, the monster cases, $100,000 of premium and up, or I don't get involved. Okay. Or if you're maybe a health insurance agent, PNC agent, here's my point. Everyone needs term insurance. Everyone needs a term policy. Okay. And it doesn't matter if it's 100 grand or if it's 7 million, right? Of 20-year term, 30, 40. Okay. It's okay. And here's why I'm saying it's okay. So all you have to do will set up your Insure Me Now Direct site, your picture, logo, phone number, email. Okay. So it's yours, right? When your consumers jump on there, they can see that, oh, this is my Bill Levinson Guru life insurance agent, okay? So think about this. So they're going to go on, run a quote, and what they're going to find is the most competitive product in the space, period, on this easy direct to consumer platform. And what they're also going to find is even if let's say the limit, right, for our platform and this instant decision capability is standard or better with no red flags, up to $2 million, up to age 60, but they need a $7 million 20-year term, and that falls out of the criteria. It's okay. Why? Because they can still quote and apply. The only difference will be obviously whatever underwriting requirements are needed, like blood, urine specimen, and then if an APS is needed, we will go ahead and order that with Banner's team. So the point is, have this up and running on autopilot, right? I would send all of your consumers, prospects, friends, family members to your site. Okay, and then if 1 out of 10 wind up applying, great. And if it's instant decision, wonderful. Okay, to get the approval, you're done, you move on. And if it's not, so you get an email with a status update. Hey, blood and urine ordered for next Wednesday at 2 p.m. And it's a $7 million case. So the point is, use this for everything. And then think about you're at the supermarket. Down here we have Publix. Okay, you introduce yourself. I'm an insurance agent, and the person says, oh, I'm looking for a $2 million 20-year term. Literally, they can pull out their smartphone, go to your page, run the quote. Oh, I want to apply. Great. Click here. Okay, they just signed up and got approved for life insurance if they fall into that standard or better, no red flag criteria. This is a no-brainer, folks, for all of you. There's no excuse anymore. Okay, I'm going to show you on a few more slides, but we have a huge P&C agency that is using the platform. They want to market this product through Insure Me Now to all of their P&C customers across the country. I mean, think about the opportunity. If you're that agent that makes the introduction, anyway, you see what I'm trying to say. Let's keep moving forward. I don't want to rant any more on that. We got to dive into, we have a lot to cover. As a matter of fact, recent testimonials, and I want to point this out real fast. I spoke about everyone being a winner today. So if you go on our Facebook page or our Google reviews page, leave a review, and you get our IUL prospecting book on us. Okay, as long as you're an active agent, it's free. Okay, it takes 2 seconds. These are some testimonials that just came in. I like to read these every single week because our agent is our customer, our family member, and you all mean the world to us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you all. Okay, so we always say we're not perfect, but we feel like we bat in that 98, 99 percentile range. And if there's a 1 or 2% time where we didn't do a great job, me and Carrie are here so you can pick up the phone, explain to us what happened, and we'll go to bat for you with that carrier, okay, and try to make it right every single time. That's 100%. So real fast, top left corner, Angela's our case manager. Sam says, your service is great as always. Right-hand side, the entire team at Levinson provides outstanding service. Thomas, thank you for saying that. And here's the big one on the bottom. This just came in this morning, and I told Andrew, he was making the slides, I said, we have to include Paul's testimonial, okay? So let's just pay attention for 1 second. This is a big one. Bill, I've been an agent since '02 and an independent agent for over 10 years. I'm not just saying this because you got me an exception on the case. I've worked with a few IMOs and have never worked with anyone as good as you guys. You really care about your agent's success and are always available to help. Many IMOs just treat agents like a number, take overrides, and really don't earn them. That's not the case with Levinson. I really feel like you have my back. Paul, that is everything to us, okay? It means the world, and we don't take this lightly, okay? We have weekly meetings, and we huddle up, and we literally talk about how we can make agents feel like this with every phone call, email, anytime that you deal with our office. That is our goal. And like I said, we're not perfect, but we try. And if there is a time where we can maybe fix an error or go to a carrier, go to bat for you, maybe a business decision, let us know. Me and Carrie are here to help you every step of the way. Let's keep moving forward. So this is our latest updates, 411 life and annuity leader. So real fast, this comes out every other week. It will be sitting in your inbox, and we talk about all of the updates here at Levinson, and then all of the updates with every single carrier we represent on the life, long-term care, annuity space, okay? So again, everything at your fingertips. You don't have to surf 22 different carrier websites every day to see what's hot, what's not, what's going on, okay? Very simple. Let's keep moving forward. So this is one of the new additions that is a huge opportunity. Okay, and just think about this, not only for your next case or your next client, but think about your past business, any permanent business, IUL business that maybe came in a little too high. Maybe your client was rated up for whatever reason and they couldn't afford the premium or just didn't want to take the policy. You can go back now, okay, with Allianz, with Lincoln for IUL and get a 1 to 2 health class upgrade, okay? So what does it mean? It means standard to preferred, select to preferred best. It means standard tobacco to preferred tobacco, okay? There's no gray area, no games, okay? It's that simple. So if I was an agent, I would go back to every single client that I had that did not take the policy and say, hey, Bob, Shirley, great news. Remember that standard that you got approved 6 months ago? Okay, now it's preferred and you're going to save 27% on your premium. Okay, do you think they're going to sign up with you and fill out a new app? Absolutely. Allianz, Lincoln, write that down. That is huge. And we all know some of the bigger target cases come from IUL. Okay, so that's a great story to tell. I would write that down. By the way, use that Q&A box on the right-hand corner. You can expand it or minimize it. Any questions as we go, please jump in. Feel free. We want to hear from you, good, bad, and different, right? We create these presentations around your feedback. Let's keep moving forward. And then I'm going to introduce Gino in just a minute, who's our VP from Banner. We're almost there. Real fast, I want to talk about Insure Me Now Direct. Why is this such a big deal? Okay, and again, this is the only platform on the planet. I'm going to say it again, on the planet. This is a recorded line. Okay, as we know, it's GoToWebinar. Okay, there is no other platform that's free to you, the agent, where you are agent of record. Okay, and you get renewals on most of the products on the platform. Okay, so think about that. It's the only platform that has multi-carriers, multi-products, free to you, no monthly maintenance charge, where you are agent of record on every policy sold on the platform. Doesn't exist, period. I built it. I know it. We own the rights to it. Okay, it's that simple. And you can see on the left-hand side, we talk about the competitors, and we talk about us. And you can see the difference. On the right-hand side, let's talk rates. Now with Banner in the picture, game changer. Look who's number one, folks. Okay? And by the way, before you could say, oh, Bill, if I go to your website and use your quoting engine, I put a top 10, I can beat out what you have on Insure Me Now Direct. And I would say that's probably true. And you're right. Okay? Not anymore. Not anymore. Not with Legal in General, Banner Life in the picture. And you can see why, again, proof in the pudding. They are destroying everyone. By the way, and I'm not talking bad about Assurity, especially because Assurity is on the platform, okay? But you can see the difference in premium, number 1 and 2. Now, Assurity does have a return of premium option, okay? They do have a few other options as well. But again, if you're looking at best carrier, most inexpensive term premium, there is no better place in town than your number 1 spot there, and who we're featuring today on this presentation. Let's keep moving forward. This is the sales contest. Very simple. All you have to do is write your first app on Insure Me Now Direct, and you win either Apple AirBuds, I spoke about this earlier, or the Amazon Echo Buds. You get to pick. That's a $250 value. Very simple. First app, and that's on top of, obviously, your commissions, and you can also get advanced commissions if you qualify. Okay, so it couldn't be any easier. And we know, by the way, this is a losing proposition for us because there's no minimum premium attached. So obviously we're going to lose if it's a small case, but here's what we're trying to say here. Okay, We know with the first time you go through the process, you're going to see how easy it is. You're going to be hooked. You're going to say, oh my gosh, this is how I'm selling term moving forward. There's no reason to go to any other site or platform. Okay? Nothing is easier than this. Okay, done. We are now going to introduce our feature presentation. We have Mr. Gino Wang, who's our regional VP with Legal and General Banner Life, and then Marty is speaking as well. Gino, are you there, buddy?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that introduction. And thank everybody who's taking some time out of your day to participate. And I know how busy everybody is. It's interesting, right? If you take away from your day to get on webinars, then you're losing out on money making. But what's so great about what Bill talked about is this platform that Levinson Associate had built out. I have triplets, just so you guys know, and they just turned 15. So in my household, you hear and you see all kinds of TikToking and all kinds of stuff, and you hear about people doing all these different side hustle, how you can make money online all the time. Well, as a professional in financial services, I think with technology that Bill is talking about, we kind of created a cheat code, right? Now you're not just have to focus on that sales aspect of business. You can actually reach the masses. You can actually now become a person who can be very good at marketing. What are you marketing? You're marketing your unique URL that Levinson Associate going to be able to work with you to create. And then if you market that link on your email, on everything that you put out there, anyone click on it, potentially they can get a quote, submit a piece of business, and then there go. And we are a term focused company. As Bill said, we are the biggest term provider in the US. And therefore, when it comes to term policy, traditional, my view has always been the less you touch and the more money you make. So if you can have a platform like what Levinson Associate had created, where people can go online as a consumer to go ahead and create a quote, submit for the piece of business, and then have the right partner company in the backing as the product provider, that potentially that piece of business can get placed without you, the agent, advisor, to even touch it. That is just phenomenal way to constantly make money. So when Bill and Kerry, when we sat down, when this platform was showed to us, and we were extremely excited, because Legal in General is through Banner is one of the first company, and might still be the only company at this point who has an entire front end platform on the same platform digitally, go to underwriting and go all the way through where a client can just go online, having that Amazon experience, right? To where they can actually make a payment, accept a policy, and actually download the policy. So in essence, there's a potential for the right prospect to insure to where they can do the entire thing without you, the agent, to even touch that piece of business. Bill also mentioned we're extremely competitive, which is important. When you're in this environment, you want to be top two. And I would tell you, probably 90% of the time, Banner Live is going to show up as a top, most affordable, competitive rate. And so far, I just saw an email from one of my internal colleagues. We just did our 9th repricing this year. So we literally can do a repricing within 24 to 48 hours. So we're constantly monitoring and want to make sure we're on top in most of the competitive market that we compete in. And in addition to that, currently about 35% of business that is submitted is getting an instant decision. And we are a fully underwritten company. So imagine a fully underwritten company on our product, 35% is actually getting instant decision. We're hearing a lot of agents letting us know that, hey, I went to sleep last night, woke up this morning, a policy was placed and paid. I didn't even do anything. And so that ties in extremely well with Insure Me Direct now, what Levinson Associate is created here. And also another thing that we have done, over 60%, and we're trying to raise that number into 70% of all the business is actually exam free. These are lab free because we are, I would say, one of the company that was frontier in the space. We're very focused on using data set. There's all different ways we can pull the data we need, so we don't have to, put your client on their needle. So that's another thing that's very exciting. And another thing that's very exciting about how we do business, the platform for the digital journey. If your client does not fit within that instant decision model, it would just go straight through the regular underwriting route. And a lot of our business, about 30% to 40%, if they don't get instant decision, they will go through what we call a light touch. These are policies that for some reason we do need to have an underwriter just take a look at maybe a little discrepancy, something minor. In such case, those policy will be released and go back in the journey to get issued, probably anywhere from 2 to 5 days. So imagine that you're looking at potentially 75 to 80% of the policy coming in that will either be instantly provide a decision or decision going to make within that 5-day range. And then if you're outside of that criteria, where you need to have fully underwritten, it doesn't get kicked out. Unlike some other people who's in the digital space, where if you don't fit the box, then you get declined. And then you as an agent had to go back and resubmit it. So you wouldn't have to go to have that difficult conversation to tell your client, I don't know why you declined, but we need to resubmit you. So with us, if you're in that group where you don't get instant decision or light touch underwriting, you would just go through the full underwriting journey and your client really wouldn't know the difference. So that's what is so unique about how we build this entire platform. And it's from the front end to the policy offer where your client can accept to issue. It's on the same platform, the same digital journey. So enough with that. At this point, we talked about all these great things. So I'm going to hand it to, my internal partner, Marty McLaughlin. I mean, she's wonderful. I don't know how I would be able to operate on a road and everything without her support. So with that, I'm going to introduce Marty McLaughlin, our business development manager, to walk you guys through how this whole thing looked. Marty.
Hey. Hi, great, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Just wanted to thank Bill for letting us be part of this very exciting day. We are truly, truly honored. So what I'm going to do today for you all is we're going to just take you on a little tour of the application process, starting with Insure Me Now Direct. And then you're going to get a glimpse of what of the client journey through the application. So what they're going to see when they're completing the application. I was going to touch on the underwriting. Gino kind of took over that, but I'll touch on a couple of other points. We also have a streamlined delivery process that I just want to make sure that you all are aware of. And then we're going to discuss the products that are available to you for this platform. So this is how it starts. So when your client accesses Insure Me Now Direct through your link, they can get started with just a few data points. So they're just going to provide their state and their zip code. They're going to let us know what their date of birth is, their gender, and whether they use tobacco products. Then they're going to select the product that they want. So hopefully they're, if they need life insurance, they'll just click on the life insurance button. There are a couple of other buttons here. So apologize that I don't have that screenshot, but you have other options as well, or your client does. And then, let's see. Okay, so then they move on. So they are going to go in and they're going to pick up term. They will then select their term length. So they've got a number of term durations to pick from. They're going to enter the amount that they feel that they need, the billing frequency, and then they click on that cute, like, buckle up buttercup, it's time to get your quote. And then voila, they have a quote. So literally, like, within seconds, they have a quote. Gives them a view of what they are going to apply for. If they are satisfied with the quote, they just simply click on apply at the bottom. And then they are redirected over to our site. So it's just seamless. They literally go from Insure Me Now Direct right into the application. The application has already populated with the information that they provided. So from here, they're just going to put in their address, put in the last four of their social and their email address. And just to let you know that they can get this application completed within 20 minutes or less. I think the fastest application was completed in 11 minutes. So it's really quick. They will then be taken to the terms and conditions in the HIPAA disclosure, where they just need to agree to both. And as soon as they agree to this is when the underwriting process starts. So this is what enables us to give them that instant decision at the end. So as soon as they agree to the terms and conditions in the HIPAA, we're pulling all that background information. So we're getting their motor vehicle report, we're doing a prescription check, MIB, and then we're getting some various other third-party information. And then along with all the questions, there are rules attached to each question. So as they answer the question, we are compiling all of that information and determining, if hopefully we can make that approval and at what underwriting class. So the application is divided into 3 sections. So the first section is about you, then it's about your health, and then it's your policy. So first, they're going to start out with, we're just going to gather some information about themselves. We let them know right up front, kind of the information that they should have on hand. And then we're going to ask them about their occupation, lifestyle, and activities. And I'm just going to show you some questions. These are just questions that you see, just so you can see how clear, how easy it is to answer and go through the application. So here we're asking for their driver's license. And a lot of these are they're just going to click a button. Every once in a while, they do need to enter some information freehand. And then we ask them about their employment status, what's their occupation? Are they intending on traveling? And if they are going to travel, where are they going to travel to? And this is also the beauty of this application, is that it has reflexive questions. So if they answer no to travel, these other 2 questions that you see here on the screen, they're not going to populate. They're just going to click no and move right on to the next question. If they do answer yes, then we're going to take a deeper dive into whatever question they're answering yes to and get additional information. Here we're asking about their income. What's their annual income? What's the total household income? Once they finish those questions, then they move on to the health portion of the application. So this is, typically what would be the part 2, like if you were going through, you weren't doing a digital application and you were going to have to answer all of those questions on the application, or the paramed, if they're going out and having an exam, the paramed vendor would have to ask them these questions. Here, they can answer these questions in the privacy of their own home. So we're going to ask them,
Marty?
height and weight. Yes?
Your slides are not moving. You're still on the Insure Me Now direct screen, so we want to just let you know.
Oh, well, it's moving on my screen.
Yep, we're seeing step 1 and 2.
Wow, there must.
Did you guys give it an ability to share?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
So the slides are advancing on my side. I'm wondering if there's just an issue with the delay.
Yeah, because I'm seeing the same thing, just that first page.
Okay.
Marty, do you want me to pull up the slides for you on our end?
Yeah, if that would help, that would probably be better.
Sure. Let me try that. Hold on.
Okay.
And I'll also mention, while Andrew is getting that ready, that experience that Marty is sharing, you're going to see that if you, let's say you go in and pretend you're a consumer and you go through the quoting and the selection, you're going to see exactly what these slides look like, but obviously in real time from the site. So that's what she's trying to dive into, to give everyone a good example. Okay, Andrew, I think we're there. We go. Step 3 and 4.
Okay, perfect. Okay, all right, perfect. So yeah, so as I was saying, this is what it looks like. So the clients literally, they're putting in just a few data points. As soon as they do that, they can then come and select the term duration they want. They can put in the face amount, their billing frequency, and then they click on, buckle up, Buttercup. I love that. And then right then and there, they have their quote. So it's letting them know that for this individual, they're looking at an OpTerm 40 for $500,000. It's $900 a year for this. So if you want to go ahead onto the next screen. So if they like this price, they click apply. They are then, as I mentioned earlier, they are just seamlessly dropped into our platform. So all of a sudden they went from Insure Me Now, and now they're on our site and they're already in the application. They didn't have to do anything. They just clicked on apply and they're over here now. So this is going to show them what we have so far. So we've taken the information that they put on the Insure Me Now side. We've already started to populate that information in. They can then go ahead with the application. And again, as I said, it can be done in as little as 20 minutes or less. If you want to go to the next slide. So, you've heard me say this before, but so the terms and conditions in the HIPAA, this is just what it looks like. All they have to do is agree to this, and then they can move on. As I said before, this is when the underwriting process actually starts, because as soon as they agree to this, that allows us to start pulling information on them. So we can go to the next slide. And then this is what I was talking about. It's divided into 3 sections. So there's the about you, your health, and then your policy. So we can move on. So the first part, we're gonna, it's all about them. So we're gonna learn about their occupation and their lifestyle and their activities. So we can move on to the next slide. And so this is what the questions look like. So it's really, it's very clear. It's a lot of just, they just push a button. For this, they have a driver's license. They actually have to enter in their driver's license number, but just minimal typing. We can move to the next slide. So here we're asking about their employment status, and they just check. All they do here is they just check a box or check a circle, radio button. Then we ask about their occupation. So we can move on to the next slide. And then this is where we're going to ask about travel. So as I was talking about, a lot of this is reflexive questions. So if your client says, no, I'm not traveling, they're not going to see these other two questions because it doesn't pertain to them. So again, the application is being like, it's just specific for them and what is, what relates to them. So we can go to the next slide. Here we're asking about their income. And because we built this platform, we have the ability to go in and look at questions. So we can look at questions and see how long somebody spends on a question. Or if we see that there are some questions that they kind of struggle with, we can go in and make changes. And this occupation, or excuse me, the income, this is a perfect example. In the beginning, when we first rolled this out, we didn't have the range of their income. We just asked them to type in their income. Well, a lot of times when people are typing, they would lose track of the zeros. So I had somebody call me and they were really upset because their client was declined for insurance. Well, it was because she put her income as being $8,000. She forgot a zero and it was really $80,000. So once we found that out, we were able to, we opened the application back up. She was, we went ahead and underwrote her, and then she got insurance. So again, we could go in and make those adjustments. You can move on to the next slide. So, and now we're going to go into the health section. So next slide. So again, we're just going to ask, these are just sample questions. So how much, what's their height and weight? Next. And then we're going to ask them, who their doctor is and the last time that they went to see their doctor. We can go to next. And then, we ask them about if they've ever been under the care, if they've been diagnosed with any type of treatments. And again, if they're clicking any one of these conditions, there will be reflexive questions because we want to learn more about, their high blood pressure, or, if they're a diabetic, are they type 1, type 2, and then how are they managing that? And then if you'll notice at the top, there's a little tracker. So it's letting the client know, how far along they are in the application process. They're about halfway through now. So we can go to the next slide. So, and then once they finish the health questions, now they're on to the policies. Now they're just going to finalize their policy details. So we can go to the next slide. So we're going to ask them, is this for personal or business? So you can use this application for business insurance. We also ask who the owner is going to be. We can go to the next slide. And then we ask them if they'd like additional coverage. So if they want a rider, and we're going to talk about the riders in a little bit, but if they want to add like a term rider or a child rider, they can do that from here. This other picture, this other screenshot to the right just shows you if they were to add a term rider, how they would enter that information in. We can go to the next slide. And then who's going to be making the premium payments? Do they want a secondary addressee? So we really ask all the questions. We can go to the next slide. And then they put in who their beneficiary is. We can go to the next slide. And then they come to the end. So once they're finished with the application, they're brought to the summary page. They can review the full application again. And I highly recommend that they do. A lot of times when you're clicking buttons, maybe you clicked an incorrect button somewhere along the line, or along the way. So it's really important that they just review it, and it's really easy for them to review all the questions. If there was something that a question that it didn't quite match up, or we need some additional information, there'll just be a little red asterisk. They just click on that, and it'll just take them back to the question that maybe we need some clarification on. They click on Finish Application, they sign the application electronically, and then it is submitted to us. So we can go to the next slide. And then that brings us into the underwriting portion. So we can go to the next slide. So as Gina was talking about a little earlier, there's basically 3 paths that this application can take. So there's the accelerated path, which means there's no additional underwriting. 32% of cases are actually receiving an instant decision, and 55% of applications are being approved within 10 days. So that's that light touch, that instant decision and light touch underwriting that Gina was talking about. If they don't qualify for that instant decision, or we need a little bit more information, they could still be approved without the need for an exam. And 74% of our applications, they don't need an exam. So that's going through that lab lift exam substitution program. And then if they don't, if they require full underwriting, that's okay. We're not kicking them out of this program. We are going to stick with them. We are going to keep underwriting them until we are, that we're confident that we can, that we can make a decision. And it's the average cycle time for full underwriting right now is 26 days. And just to let you know, we order all requirements. So again, it goes back to where, we are trying to take on a lot of that administrative part for you to free up your time to go out and get, to do prospecting and to get more clients. So we can go to the next slide. So to qualify for the accelerated underwriting, they need to be between the ages of 20 and 60, provided that they're not applying for more than $2 million. If they are trending standard or better, even preferred tobacco could get an instant decision. And then we've got a great flyer that if you ever just kind of wanted to get an idea of what might knock somebody out of getting an instant decision, we've got that for, for your reference. So we can go to the next slide. For those that, where we need some additional information, so they didn't qualify for that instant decision, but let's say they've been to their doctor within the last 18 months. We can use those records to go ahead and underwrite the case, because again, we really don't want people to have to be burdened with having an exam and being stuck with a needle. A lot of people don't like that. So again, ages 20 to 60, provided that they're not applying for more than $2 million. As long as they've been to their doctor within the last 18 months and had comprehensive blood work, there's a good chance that we can go ahead and make a decision without having your client go through an exam. So we can go to the next slide. So, and again, this just shows you, if they need full underwriting, it's okay. We're going to look at the whole individual under consideration, and we will find ways to be able to offer your client the best possible rate classification every time. So we can go to the next slide. Now that your application's gone through, or your client's application has gone through the whole underwriting process and they've been approved, now we're on to the delivery process. So if we can go to the next slide. So as soon as the application has been approved, an offer is emailed to Levinson and Associates. They take a look at the offer. They will notify you of the offer, see if any changes need to be made. I love to talk about this, that we have built Get More into the application process. So a lot of people are underestimating the amount of insurance that they need. So what happens is during the underwriting process, if the underwriter determines that they qualify for more insurance than what they are applying for, we're going to go ahead and we're going to let you all know at the time the offer is made. So when the offer comes out, there's a max limit range, and that's going to show the maximum amount of insurance that we are willing to issue with no additional underwriting. So Levinson and Associates, the case managers there, they're fantastic. They can go in, they can look at it, they can find out what that maximum limit is, let you know if your client is interested in getting more, either a higher face amount or maybe a longer term duration, because they can customize that as well, especially if they get a better offer. So let's say they were coming in at preferred, but we've given them preferred plus. Now they have some room in the budget. Maybe what's better? Maybe get a higher face amount, but maybe it's better just to extend that term duration. So if they're applying for 20 years, which everybody seems to be applying for, maybe you take that out 30 or 40 years. So again, Levinson Associates, they have the ability to customize the payment frequency, the face amount, and the term duration. Once all the changes have been made, the offer can be released to your client. And if it hasn't been released, then it will automatically release to your client within 10 days. We can go to the next slide. So this is just what the email looks like that goes to your client, just letting them know that they've been approved. They click on the accept offer button. You can go to the next slide. They're going to log in, so they just use their last name, their date of birth, and they actually use their social security number. And then there's a two-factor verification just so we make sure they are who they say they are. So we can go to the next slide. And then they're in their offer, so they can take a look at the offer. So this is the first screen that they see. It's just giving them some, instructions. So we can go to the next slide. It will show them what they have applied for. It'll give them their premium. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but there's that change frequency right below there. So if your client comes in here and they're like semi-annual, oh, you know what, I think I want to pay annual, or they want to pay monthly, they can go ahead and change that themselves. They just click on that change frequency button, and it will show them their different options. They can accept the offer, and they have 45 days to accept the offer, by the way, from when it's released to them. So they can accept the offer, but if they want to consult with you first, they can just click on Save My Offer for Later. It will let them know how long that offer is good for, and then they can consult with you if they feel maybe some changes need to be made. So we can go to the next slide. It just shows you what the billing frequency looks like if they want to make that change. So they click on change frequency, they can select whatever they want, and then it's going to show them that the original premium is going to be on the left and their new premium is going to be on the right, just so they can make sure that's what they want to do. So we go to the next slide. They can preview their policy packet. So we can go to the next slide. And then they can, once they have decided they want to accept it, then they're brought to the payment screen. They can pay either by EFT or they can pay by credit card if credit card is an option. Just to let you know, it is not an option if they're paying monthly or if they're in the states of Alaska, California, Maryland, New Jersey, or North Carolina. So we can go to the next slide. And then they're just going to put in their payment information. So this is just, as it would be if you're paying any kind of bill. So EFT, they're going to give us their banking information. Credit card, they're just going to give us their credit card information if it's available. If credit card's not an option, it won't even appear. So we can go to the next slide. And then they're just one step away. So now they've made the payment. Now all they need to do is just download a copy of their policy. And the reason why we have them download it after they've made the payment is because unless they're dating the policy to save age, we decided it makes the most sense to have the effective date be the date that they pay for the policy. So they've paid for the policy. They're going to click on the blue policy packet link. They've downloaded a copy of their policy. They click on finalize policy. We can go to the next slide, and then they're done. So that's it. And even though it took me a while to explain this whole process can be done. They could apply for a policy and be approved. And if that offer, if the offer goes out to them right away, if Levinson sees, hey, they were approved and they get that offer out to the client, it literally could be done in like 45 minutes. So it's really quick. So we can go to the next slide. And we can keep going to the next slide. So the products that you have available. So again, we're a term carrier. So you've got a wide range of term products. So if you've decided that term insurance is the right product for your client, we've got anywhere from 10 to 40 years of coverage. We go up to a maximum issue age of 75 for those who are 10 and for the 10 and 15 years. We go up to a maximum issue age of 70. We offer a 35 and a 40-year. There are basically no other carriers that offer that. I think there's like maybe one other carrier that goes as far out as 40 years. So I know Bill was talking about IULs earlier. I know those are really popular, but sometimes they can be pretty expensive. So, get that 40 years, and that gets them, well into retirement. So we can go to the next slide. And I'm gonna hurry up because I know we're probably running out of time. But we also offer term riders. We're the only carrier to offer term riders. This allows your client to stack coverage or ladder coverage on one policy. All other carriers, if they want to ladder coverage, that means taking out multiple policies. This the base plan needs to be the longest term duration, obviously. They can either add a 10, 15, and or 20 year. So they could add one, they could add up to all three onto one policy. The face amount for the term riders, it can be higher than the base plan. The only thing you need to keep into consideration is the riders can't remain on the policy beyond age 70. So therefore, the issue ages are going to be a little bit lower than what they would be if they were getting a standalone policy. And the term riders, it just helps save money. They're not paying those multiple policy fees because they have multiple policies. Overall, over time, they're going to pay less because as those term riders drop off, their premium is going to reduce. It's just consolidated billing, one payment, and they can convert the riders separately from the base plan. We can go to the next slide. We also offer a children's rider in durations of 5 and 10,000. The big thing with us is we do not underwrite the child. So if somebody, God forbid, if somebody has a child who, maybe they have some health conditions, they can go ahead and add the child rider and not have to worry about like the child being underwritten. So that's a big thing with us that kind of sets us apart from everybody else. We also offer waiver of premium. Go to the next slide. And then we also offer the accelerated death benefit, and that's for a terminal illness in case they need it. And then we can go to the next slide. So, I think it's all of our mission. I think everybody has the same mission. We just want to protect American families and businesses. We all want to provide that outstanding service, and we want to keep that application process simple. And with Insure Me Now Direct, we can all achieve that mission. We can all achieve that goal. And with Insure Me Now Direct, between the Insure Me Now Direct and our digital capabilities and our automated processing, we can help you streamline your business. And I say it all the time, there's 106 million Americans that need life insurance or need more of it. So we have a lot of work to do, but together I know we can get the job done. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Levinson Associates, for building this great platform, and we're just so excited to be part of it.
That was awesome, Marty. Thank you so much. Even with the technical issue, and I'll say on record, you have been a lifesaver, helping us, supporting us, answering emails at midnight sometimes. So I just want to thank you and your team as well. So we appreciate the opportunity. All right, so just a few things. I know we're running a little late, but I want to get everyone out of here on time in 5 minutes. So just a couple marketing platforms and things that you need to take note of to build your business through Insure Me Now Direct and this great opportunity with Banner. So getting started now. What I would do, so you do need a first application to get a Banner agent number and become active. So you can, if you need a policy, I would write yourself, a family member, whatever it is, because obviously the goal is we want to set up your site. We want Banner to be active so you can start marketing through social media, your network, all the above. If you already have an active number through another IMO, yes, you can dual contract with an application. So all of the notes are there. Left side, we're also going to send a thank you email out to all attendees. You'll see that tonight with instructions. Let's go to the next slide. So real fast, and I'm going to move quickly. So take notes, use that Q&A pane as well. These are all carriers products on the platform today, and you can see we have everything covered from guaranteed issue to children's policies with a built-in one-year scholarship supplemental products. Surety is excellent as well. As you can see, they have another niche here with critical illness, DI. They have term to 1 million. And what's neat is these all have ROP riders that you can add on, which is basically free insurance. So we also have a guaranteed issue accidental death plan to $350,000. Great product for people that can't qualify for regular insurance. Okay, you can use that in your back pocket. Plus, you can put the ROP rider on. They get all their money back by age 70 if they did not pass from an accident. So great stuff on the bottom banner. And then if you move over to the right-hand side, we have our latest carrier edition, first carrier with final expense on the platform. And I'm so excited. That should be done by year end. So great stuff to come. Okay, so we have a few slides here that also go through the platform for various carriers and products as well. So I'm going to have Andrew scroll through these slides quickly, and just to give you an idea of what it looks and feels like for you and the client. And like I said, you can do this face-to-face with the consumer through a webinar, a Zoom call, or literally just email them the link, or again, use it on a landing page for lead capture, or all the above. Okay? And then what I would think about, if we move on to the PNC slide, we'll get through this quickly. There we go. That's what it looks like with the other products. But here, this is huge, and I want you to think about this for a minute and start writing down some notes, okay? Because you're probably going to say to yourself, who do I know, right? I have a guy, I have a girl. Let's keep moving forward. Andrew, if we can go to Revenue Booster. I want everyone to think about for a second, when you're sitting back saying, okay, how can I drive traffic, okay? It's page 18. How can I drive traffic to the platform? Okay, so any health agency, P&C agency, banks, associations, financial institutions, we can set up their own site with their logo, their name, email, phone number, and you can work something out where every policy sold on the platform is under you. Okay, it's your policy, your agent of record, and set up a referral fee type of structure. Okay, and we're doing this right now with a huge PNC shop. They have over 210 locations. So what they're doing is each branch is going to have their own Insure Me Now Direct site, and then they're marketing that site to the existing book of PNC clients. And they're saying, hey, through this campaign, they're introducing, hey, this is our new life insurance and supplemental product, Amazon type of storefront, our new department we just launched. Click here for more info, okay? And then the second drip is, do you know what critical illness insurance is? And look at these statistics and click here for a quote. And then the third drip is disability income. How come it's so important to have this? And then the next drip is, let's say they still didn't buy anything. We're going to talk about guaranteed issue products that are available on the platform, and click here to get a quote. So we're going to go through this series of drips. We have a postcard mailer. We have scripts for a CSR rep in the office. We have everything already built, preloaded. We can co-brand just for this organization. So 2 different programs. If you want to speak to any one of our marketers after the call, Revenue Booster and Revenue Accelerator. They're both turnkey, already built. If you have Agency Automator CRM tool with us, Kevin is hosting trainings to show you how to load Revenue Accelerator into your platform and set up the calendar, right? So you can drip on this group of consumers, right? Every 2 weeks, every week, every month. It's totally up to you, totally customizable, but this is awesome and a great way to drive traffic. Let's go to page 19. I want to show everyone what other options are available on the platform. These are all direct to consumer. We have the Life Settlement Hub. So if they have an existing policy they want to sell, we have a calculator. Relia Shield is identity theft protection. And then every product on Insure Me Now Direct comes with a 1-year scholarship through Sage, except for dental vision. And then on the bottom is Ironclad, which is like an online safe deposit box, all 100% direct to consumer. Okay, the next slide here, these are example Facebook ads and posts that you can use or we can co-brand for you. This is all available if you go to our Insure Me Now Direct Facebook page or on Instagram as well. These are great examples and ways for you to spread the message, drive people back to your Insure Me Now Direct site. Then on the right-hand side, we have videos for consumers, for agents. And think about this, right? You're an agent out there with Levinson, and you're now set up with Banner, and you say, hey, you know what? I know other agents that would love to have this. We can build your hierarchy. We can set them up, whatever, 5%, 10% below you, and then they have direct access to us and the platform. And then everything they're selling, you're sitting back making an override. Why? Because no one else has this platform. It's exclusive to you and Levinson, right? Unless they're another Levinson agent. So anyway, the opportunity is wide open. Let's go to the next slide. This was our podcast launch with Farron Blanc, who runs Banner Life's distribution in the U.S. Okay, he is the man at Banner. He's the one responsible for giving us the green light. Okay, and this was the official 1-hour interview with Farron. And what's going to be so cool about this is you're going to see this entire launch in Insurance Newsnet magazine. You're going to see a national email blast. We have a PR release, all by year end. So this is a really big deal. And again, it would never have happened without you all in your business. Okay, because again, without you all, we're riding the horse in reverse around New York City in 2023, which shouldn't exist. Okay, so keep that in mind. We never forget where we came from, and it's because of you. Okay, we're almost done here. I have one last slide, and then we'll put a bow on this. Future training. So that's what you're on right now, okay? And if you look at the blue section on the bottom, that is upcoming. We have the Top One America Hybrid. That's kind of a relaunch webinar on the 28th. Latest and greatest underwriting platforms by John Hancock. That's everything to do with the new products, underwriting platform, and their new technology that they just rolled out. And then Insure Me Now Direct with Gerber. That's another big one. Gerber is huge because it's another household name. It's an easy product to sell on the platform as well. And on the bottom, last but not least, nationwide free CE credit. This is part 2. Okay, make sure you're on that call. You're going to learn, and you're also going to get free CE at the same time. It's complimentary. We teamed up with Nationwide to make this happen for you all. The last slide is our Positive Tuesday quote. It's also going to talk about on the right-hand side how everyone is a winner today. Okay, no contest. Very simple. Number 1, leave a review on the Levinson Facebook page. I send you the IUL prospecting book, or use our Google reviews page. Just go to Google, pull up Levinson and Associates, say something nice. What's your experience working with Levinson? We send you the book, again, on us for all active agents, or do both. Write your first app through Insure Me Now Direct, Banner, or Assurity. Get those Apple AirPods. So everyone is a winner today. On the left-hand side is my Positive Tuesday quote. Today is about trading expectation for appreciation, and watch your entire day change instantly. It's all about gratitude. Smile always. Smile to strangers, right? It's all about being grateful, giving back, and then things just come full circle, okay? Don't do it for that reason, but that's the way it works out. That's life, in my opinion. Let's all have a great Thursday, great rest of the week, great selling. Call any one of our marketers. We'll get you set up. Okay, and we'll see you next week. Take care, and thank you again, everyone.